Morning. I can now start. At least the quorum is now better. So today we are tackling determining quality. Determining quality. That is what we are tackling today. We start with the definition of important terms so that we can all move together. We now start with the definition of the word to determine, and go and call dad. Go and call dad. So today we are determining quality, and we are starting with basic definition of the word to determine. So to determine is like to establish or to know the cause of something. So that is what we want to look under this topic. Determining quality. So quality is just what we have always been talking about. We defined quality, then we looked different perspectives of quality from the various philosophers we talked about. So we had around 4 philosophers that we talked about. We had Duran, we had Crosby, we had Edward Deming, and there are more quality philosophers that are there if you look into more about quality. So when we talk about product quality, we want to know how well that product can satisfy our customers in our industry. So a product has different perspectives from a customer's viewpoint. We have a perfect product. A customer can term a product as of good quality and acceptable, so on. So when we look into what it is saying, is that a product can pose different characteristics to a customer. If it has satisfied the need of a customer at that particular time, the customer will term it as a perfect product. So a product will have several characteristics presented to a customer. But if it satisfies the need the customer is looking for at that specific time, it will be termed as a perfect product. Then we move to the second category. If that product has small shortcomings or minor shortcomings in front of the customer, that is when now the customer will term it as good quality, a product of good quality. Hiyo inamaanisha if a customer is coming to establishment, atakuwa anaambia wenzake, let us go to Glenn's Hotel because they offer good product. That means the food drink that you're going to offer, it has very little discrepancies on it. Then we have the third category of quality, where now you are offering poor quality. It means the product and services you are offering have so much mistakes on them. So that is where we say if it fails to meet a customer's expectation in a major way, so it has so many mistakes associated with it, That is when we term it as a product of poor. Then the last the unacceptable quality of a product or service, which it means it does not add any value to the user. Therefore, it is useless. So those are the 4 product and service level a customer is always yearning to satisfy at any given time. Therefore, the idea that a product or service is perfect or imperfect never arises in our industry. A product is either perfect, of good quality, poor quality, or it is useless. And there comes a time where we have other factors that a customer can look on a product quality or a service quality. There are other inherent characteristics, other characteristics associated with a product or a service. So ziko hapo. When a customer is looking at your products and services, there are physical and functional characteristics that a customer can look in them. So the customer can look at weight, the customer can look at shape, speed, capacity, portability, and there are so many. When a customer comes into contact with your products and services, kuna vitu mingi ataangalia. Hata usafi wa waiter ataangalia, atasema haya, angalia huyo waiter hata ana button, angalia nywele yake is unkempt. So service quality has so many things a customer can look at. So apart from the major thing, the major food or beverage that is bringing the customer to your establishment, we have other surrounding activities zenye nimetama as inherent characteristics. They are like functional quality surrounding the core product. Ndio sasa examples hapo, kuna weight, anaweza angalia the weight of the product or service being offered, the shape, speed, capacity, neatness, the knowledge you are portraying, akikuuliza maswali, are all aspects of quality. So in determining quality, again, that's going back to what we had discussed previously under determinants of quality. It is just reminding us what happened previously. So that is where, again, we are getting back to the determinants of service quality. Very important. We have discussed them again when we are determining quality. So reliability is the ability to give what you promised. You have to be dependable and give what you promised accurately. Responsiveness, you have to be very ready to help a guest as fast as possible. Competence, very important. You must have the right knowledge and skill for the service that you are offering. If any question arises, saa zingine uko restaurant, mgeni anakuuliza, can you explain to me the way this food has been made? Ujui, unamwambia ngoja kwanza niende nikaulize waiter. That's not right. You're supposed to know the way that specific food has been prepared. The guest can also ask you any touristic site around here within 1 kilometer distance. You must be able to know within a 1 kilometer distance before uanze kusema zenye ziko huko mbali. Another determinant of quality success, you should be approachable and be able to talk well with the customer. You have to be courteous. That one is the aspect of being friendly to the customer. You must possess good communication skill. Listen to what the customer is telling you. The customer is always right. Then you add your perspective in a right manner. Be credible, trustworthy. Security, that one is ability to be free from danger. So this is the customer. should be free from danger, offer the customer some level of safety. Then tuko na be understanding and understand the customer's need. Then the last determinant of quality is tangible. That is the aspect of tangibility. Give the customer the physical evidence anahitaji. Ataona. Akiona anaanza kuona right from the gate. Usafi, venye mmepanga vitu zenu. Atasikia. Masikio inasikia mengi sana. Atanusa. Wacha ikue fresh air. Na atataste. And some, he will even come into contact with the skin. So ensure also the tangibles are put at the right order. So that is just a repetition of what happened previously. So today, much more emphasis was on perceived quality. And the word perceive is an English word based on the 5 senses God gave us. Na nimekuwa nikisema. So this is to hear, to look, to touch, to smell, to taste, and so on. So this is the quality that customers acknowledge via looking, touching, smelling, tasting, and even hearing. So the best definition, it is a perception by the customers how they perceive the overall superiority of a product or service with respect to its intended purpose relative to alternate. So these are those 5 senses the customer is putting in place about a product or service with respect to what he or she thought of how he would use the product or service. So akikuja kwa hiyo hoteli yako, kuna venye anajua akipewa chakula, yes, itamshibisha, but there are things that he's looking into there. So perceived service quality ni anataka kusatisfy. Sasa besides kuila hiyo chakula, these other senses also must be satisfied. Na hiyo nditamfanya sasa akuwe repeat customer, aongeze wengine huko, and so on. Those are what leads to customer satisfaction. If the perceived quality of a customer is high, that means all the 5 senses of a customer have been met at a good quality level. This will lead to price premium, price elasticity, and brand usage. And it will be available across the product classes, though the importance will vary. Hiyo inamaanisha if you satisfy this customer through the senses zenye tuna discuss, there will be a price premium. A price premium ndio ile wakati when I'm selling to Glenn, because Glenn ni Sonko, nitamuuzia the same food 5,000. Then when I come now and look for Fina somewhere, because Fina is not Sonko, Fina atapewa a different price of the same product. So price premium is whereby when you meet a high-end customer, you sell to this customer at a high price. When you meet a middle class, you do the same. When you meet somebody there, it's very bad to sometimes somebody is a low class. Ye pia unampatia something worth it. But you don't lower prices so much that now even profits go down. Apana. Price premium is the ability to offer different prices to different people because of social class. Then tuko na price elasticity. Price elasticity ndio ile time prices of our goods go up and down dependent on the season of the year. In the hospitality industry tuko na peak na tuko na troughs. During peaks, prices are very high, and when we are at the trough season, prices go down. Then another good thing, when you take good care of a customer's perceived value, you can also make good use of your brand. So we have that one brand tunajua. Kama ya Zitech University, ukiona brand ya Zitech tunajua ni Z. But inside that Z, we can create several segments inside that Z. So tunajua tu ni Z. Tukiona tu Z tunajua ni Zitech University. Mnajua venye watu tunachora hiyo Z. But inside that Z, we can have so many segments inside there. We can obtain social class, we can do a geographical segmentation, we can do a psychological, behavioral, and even a demographic segmentation. But all those segmentations are under Zitech University. So kwa customer najaribu kusema, if Zitech University has a hotel under Z is the brand name, we can obtain so many customers inside there. So hapo hivyo ndo tutakuja na geographical, tutasema county Z, county Y, hivyo hivyo. You target those customers based on their counties. Ukikuja demographic is the study of population. Unawaweka in their right population sizes and samples and you give them what they want. Ukikuja behaviorally, you target them according to their behaviors. Psychographically, you also target them according to psychographics of lifestyle, social class, and the likes. Hiyo ndio chenye najaribu kusema. That is the aspect of using brand. Values of perceived quality. So what are those things we look into when we are offering a perceived quality? Number one, you get the reason to buy. The customer gets a reason to buy. Juu amekuwa targeted as required. At least amepata class inamtosha hapo ndani. Number two, there is differentiation and positioning. In marketing, I think you can still remember what was product differentiation and product positioning. One product, you put it in different places. Strategically is what we are talking about there. When we do perceived quality, you can position the product at the right place, at the right time, and you will get the right customers. They will come if they are targeted. I have just talked about price premium, where we cater for all classes of customers that we have. Another value of perceived quality is that you can get a channel member interest. Again, in marketing, muliambiwa the channels we have in the hospitality industry, travel agents, tour operators were some of the example. Remember, we have big channels and we have smaller channels. Big channels will go for bigger establishments. Small channels can also go for smaller establishments. So if you take good care of your perceived quality, again, you can get the right type of channel to help you in the distribution purposes of your product. Another value of perceived quality is brand extension. Na nimesema tu what is brand extension. You can be able to segment your brand and meet the various types of customers that exist. The criteria of good perceived qualities. What are those things we look into when we are trying to practice a good perceived quality in our establishment? So we have one person who has really talked about perceived quality, and that is where we have basically generated the information, Grugun, where we have generated so much information about perceived quality. So Grugun gives us a 7-step criteria of service quality as follows. Number 1, of good perceived quality as follows. Number 1, he talks about professionalism and skills. So professionalism, this is in regard to the service provider, employees, operational system, and physical resource. So professionalism, you have to act as a professional, somebody who has undergone some training. Remember, there's a difference between one who has gone for some training and somebody who has not attended any. So can you show the customer you are a professional and you possess those skills required for that task? If you are a frontline employee, you just have to show them. Besides employees, tuko na operational systems. Operational systems now, these are machines coming in place. Can you show a staff una understand kutumia hii mashini? Don't go and become a frontline staff na ujui kutumia, unamwambia ngoja niite mtu anisaidie. So you should be at a place where you can handle all the machines that are close to you so that you can help this customer in a prompt way. Na physical resources ni vitu zenye unaona. The physical resources ni vitu unaona that are surrounding you while you are working. You should also be in a capacity to use it well. The second criteria of good perceived quality is attitude and behavior. Remember, somewhere tulisema beliefs can be changed in marketing. Beliefs can be changed because a belief is just a norm, a culture that you believe about. But an attitude is something inbuilt in you, and it is always negative. So if somebody molds you well, you can change your belief. But an attitude is something negative in your mind. It's something negative in your mind. So good perceived quality is that the contact persons, you should not be in a position, do not show your customers attitude. Hata kama amekukasirisha aje, try to hide it. Utaisema baadaye. Number 3, tuko na accessibility and flexibility. Being accessible, you should always be available and be flexible to changes that occur in our industry. Huwa unapata saa zingine umefika kazi asubuhi unaambiwa hakuna kazi, wewe itabidi urudi nyumbani uje saa 9. These things happen. So accessibility and flexibility, the service provider should be accessible and flexible. The location, barabara inafaa kuwa nzuri na network. Operating hours, be clear about your operating hours, na mgeni akikuja you can push some few minutes na usaidie mgeni. Another criteria tuko nayo ni service recovery, and last week we were just talking about service recovery. Kitu ikishaenda mrama, how are you supposed to handle it? So it should be immediately. Apologize to the guest for the service failure and assist him so that we can move forward as fast as possible. Another criteria is service scape. And this is now the immediate surrounding of a guest. The guest will look at so many things: the floor, the soil, the trees, the flowers, windows, wall, etc. Ensure that the surrounding can create a memorable experience and it will discuss to the customer. Hygiene, very important. Decor, very important. So choo, cloakroom attendants wakwe hapo from time to time, wana maintain hygiene hapo. Maua, florist akwe anaichange, tusione withered rose petals hapo, hakuna. kufagia, kutengeneza fence, zote should be paramount. Then the last criteria of perceived quality is reputation and credibility. This is the image of the service provider that can be trusted by a customer. So can you give a good image that will give the customer some level of trust? Let the image you are offering is worth the money you are calling for from the customer, so that mgeni aone all these things matter. So if you look very well at the criteria of good perceived quality, we're just making good use of the senses God gave us. So you ensure anything the guest can see, anything the guest can taste, smell, hear, or touch are paramount. They are well done. The last part is managing perceived quality. How we manage perceived quality. Number one, we can use a celebrity endorsement. Celebrity endorsement ni a public figure anakuja hapo kwa establishment. Remember, when public figures come to your establishment, they call customer. Sio ndio hiyo saa zingine wao mnasema ati leo nimesikia sijui who is going to this establishment, lazima niende. Unasikia ati mara Diamond atapitia Zitek. Ukisikia hivyo unasema we, lazima niende nione Diamond. We sasa unaenda kuona Diamond, but the establishment did not bring Diamond to Zitek aonwe. There is something we are trying to do. We are trying to market ourselves with our products and services. Ukifika kwa gate ya Zitek unaambiwa you buy one exercise book ya Zitek ndio uingie. Do you want to say Zitek haijaji market na hiyo kitabu ya Zitek imeandikwa Zitek University? They have marketed themselves, and now somebody who did not know Zitek even offer books. That's how wamejua. So celebrity endorsements help us manage our perceived quality. Kama watu wengine walikuwa wameanza kutudemarket choo za Zitek zinanuka, kuna watu watakuja kutumia na wataona, oh, Zitek is a very nice university, it is very clean. Did you see their chairs? Did you see this? So that is what will bring people back. So in relation to our industry, your hotel, if people come there, celebrity alipita, watu wamekuja kuona Vera Sidika, wakuja watumie some few things, mtu ataenda atasema, hey, by the way, did you see that place? It was like this, like this, like this. Then they will come back. Another way of managing perceived quality is to align with an organization. To align with an organization normally means you look for an organization that typically matches with yours. You have something that you are benefiting from. For example, the hospitality and tourism industry. So, mgeni ataenda kuwatch wanyama Masai Mara, but akitoka Masai Mara anaingia kwa hoteli yako. That is what I'm trying to mean. You align with somebody who has some benefit with you. For example, mtu akwe anarea cows somewhere. Then anakuja anaongea na wewe kwa hoteli yako. So that akikamua maziwa analeta kwako. Akichinja huyo ng'ombe, nyama ni kwako. Analea kuku, wakitaga mayai kwako. Akiwachinja, anawaleta kwako. So you align with an organization that you can work hand in hand with them. Once they get customers, those customers will again move to your establishment and use your products and services. Hoping mmenielewa. Number 3, another way of managing perceived service is to raise your price. Raise your price. It is only in the hospitality and tourism industry that we believe, customers believe, when prices go high, the better the services. Tembea tu hapo nje sahii uone nguo unaambiwa ngiri 10. Si unauliza swali gani ukiona nguo imeuzwa ngiri 10? Inakuja na but why is it that in our industry mgeni atakataa kwenda kulala Hotel X na aseme yeye anataka kwenda Panafric? Mbona anakataa kwenda kulala hoteli yenye anaweza pale River Road tuko mpaka na za 500 a night, tuko mpaka na ngiri 2 a night pale Mfangano Street. Mbona anakataa kwenda kulala Mfangano Street, anasema anataka kwenda kulala Panari, anataka kulala Serena? So it is only this industry that we believe when the price is high, the more the service and the more personalized the service. Number 4, another way of managing perceived quality, do research. Do research. So research is very important in the industry. Conduct them. Primary research, secondary research, know what are the new things customers want, put them inside your system. Another one, brand your marketing channels. Very important. Si nimesema about branding, hiyo Z ya Zitech, very important. We have different channels of marketing in the hospitality industry. Make good use of them. Kama unafanya PR, make sure you brand your marketing PR items. Ukiamua unafanya advertising, brand them. Wacha hiyo Z ya Zitech ionekane so that hata mtu mwenye hakuwa wakati wa advertising akipata hiyo kalamu atasema hii ni ya Zitech. So all the marketing communication methods we discussed in marketing, make good use of them. Brand all your marketing materials. So Zitech tuko na kalamu, huwa tuko na notebook, huwa tuko na vitabu, tuko na envelopes there, so and even bags. They all need to be branded. Brian, umerudi after how many days? Then number 6, another way of managing perceived quality, encourage feedback. Hiyo inaeleweka. Customer suggestion box should be put in different areas where the customers can talk about it. Lastly, send and post contact surveys after every interaction. So you can do mails, you can do SMS, post them so that the customer can give you a feedback. Very important. Remember, hizi contact na mails watu tunafanya kwa wageni tumezoeana nao. Mtu tu amekuja tu kwa hoteli for the first time, ukimfanyia hivyo hata reply. Hata akiona tu namba yako aone tu ni wewe ndio una call. Kama ile ya DSTV na multi choice, you just know, you either ignore or you pick it. So mails and calls are done to those repeat customers that we are now used to them. So if you send them or if you call them, they will reply you as desired. Yes, Eunice, ask me a question. Naona umeweka microphone on. Anybody who has a question that you haven't understood what I was talking about? Alex?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sina swali mimi, nasema nimeelewa, no question.
Okay, sawa. And so that one was, can we measure service quality? Yes. Then we have been given the 8 measures of measuring service quality. Okay, next. Hamilton, Frida, Glenn, Susan. Yes, Glenn.
I have my points.
Okay.
So question yetu ilikuwa inasema how can wait a minute. The question was asking about how do customers perceive service quality? And the following are the ways which they can perceive it. Number one is according to the physical appearance of an establishment. Okay, how a customer can develop.
Yes.
I'm saying perceived value is the customer's evaluation. Perceived value is the customer's evaluation of pay for. The public is willing to pay for that goods or service. This is in a situation whereby maybe there's a tourist and two hotels. One can go to that hotel and he pays for the service in that hotel and he is satisfied. He can be satisfied. And in other words, maybe he cannot be satisfied. If he's satisfied, now the perceived value is coming up whereby the ability, the service has met their needs and the expectation of that tourist. If that tourist has been satisfied, now it means that the service that he has find there, it has met his needs and expectation. Also, wait first, I scroll down. Perceived value conclude. Maybe there is a situation whereby a companies, there is why what you have find out about special consideration of service of perceived value, and I found that there is a company's brand is meant to communicate a set of expectations associated with the product or its service. This is why a well-established brand can command a higher price than a generic equivalent. Also, I've found out another out about service value, perceived value, and perceived value conclude that the service quality derived from customers. If the customers spend less money, time, and energy compared to the service quality they receive, then the customer will perceive a higher perceived value of service. That's what I find about perceived value in service.
That's a combination of
react quickly and positively. Another one is empathy, understand your customer and support them. Another one is stageable. These are the physical evidence of the service. Then we have reliability, perform promised service accurately.